Everybody, welcome back to Boat School Sailing. Thanks for tuning in last week and thanks for watching this week. Canadian Ken and I are up north in Harborside, Maine at Seal Cove Boatyard to check out a really fascinating boat. And it's about, what, 20 degrees out and there's snow on the ground.
Snow on the ground, but you know, get the sun on you, it warms you right up.
It doesn't feel so bad, and this boat has warmed our hearts. What are we looking at?
This is a Frisco Flyer III.
Right.
And it was, go ahead.
Well, it was built by Cheoy Lee in Hong Kong and designed by Tord Sunden, who's best known for his international Folkboat, which is an extraordinarily successful story. And this boat is loosely based on that design, and it was designed for a gentleman in San Francisco, hence the Frisco.
The Frisco, yeah, the Frisco Flyer. And this is the third. There were like three. So
there's third model of it. And
the first was a fractional rig. The other two were sloops. This one's a
full
sloop.
masthead rigs with a raised doghouse on it, so it's got better headroom. And this boat was tested, single-handed sailed across the Atlantic twice before it went into production. Yep. And it's a really neat boat. It's a 1965, and the list price, the asking price is $6,800.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been 65, but let's just go 68.
68, you got to build in some wiggle room there.
Yeah.
So you're going to see that there's some work left to be done, but it can be sailed as is, and she's just a gorgeous boat. Yeah. You're going to get a real sense of this.
The other thing, too, is the owner is a systems guy here at this boatyard. So as things would come around, he'd put them in this boat. So you'll see all these little upgrades along the way. And there's some amazing things. It hasn't been used a lot, but the sails, the conditions of the things are in really good shape.
Right.
Except for a little interesting thing we'll show you down below.
Yeah. So in short, we'll go take a walk down below, look at the keel and the hull, and then we'll go up top and do the big reveal up there, because there's a lot to see. So it's going to be fun. Let's go check it out. All right, everybody, let's start with the rudder here. This looks rough, but it's actually one big piece of teak with a couple of pins through it for stabilization purposes and strength. But it swells right up, and apparently it's just in fine shape. So there's no worries there. A nice two-bladed bronze prop, and I don't know about you, Ken, but this kind of reminds me of the Contessa 26 with the whole keel-hung rudder here.
Yeah, I love how they integrate. Yeah, the transom, how it's integrated in there really nicely.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
So the boat is fiberglass, and you can see they must have had a rack for an outboard or something at some point.
Yeah.
But, there is an inboard diesel, and it is functioning, and we'll get to that in a minute. But we're going to walk around the other way because there's too much to get through here. But the top sides probably could use a good wax and buff and maybe a paint job, but the below the waterline is perfect.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah. Nice full keel with a cutaway forefoot. You'll be able to see it better on the other side. But her name is Lila, which is a really pretty name.
I like that.
In gold lettering, right on the transom. But you can see a lot of the Folkboat carryover. But these boats are rugged, and like I said, did 2 transatlantics before it went into production. And just nice, clean lines on this boat. And here's the good look at the cutaway forefoot. And then the tarp was pulled back for us, but a nice spoon bow. Just pretty. And the insignia is reminiscent of the Cheoy Lee.
Yeah, the Cheoy Lee. Yeah, I love it.
So she's about displacement of what, 5,500 pounds or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was 55. Yep.
Yeah.
Which it seemed, pretty substantial for a smaller boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently the boat sails very, very well. It's a like we said, it's a masthead sloop, Bermuda rig on this, and so she does apparently tend to get overpowered. So we'll show you this later, but it's got a roller furling boom where you just roll it up to refit a little bit, and then it just locks in and goes.
Yeah.
So not much to see down here, but you can see that all the bottom paint is good, and all this is smooth. There's no cracking paint, nothing. It's perfect. And all this has been redone and stabilized, and it's all good to go.
Yeah. So I think we should go up deck and check it out.
You want to go do the big reveal already?
No, all right, can't.
You're so anxious. All right, let's go. No, I'm excited too. All right, let's check it out. All right, so we're up on deck of Lila and really excited to show you this. But before we get going, we're going to talk a little bit about why she's being sold. The owner is aging out. Simple as that. So he got this boat about 20 years ago when he was a TA at the landing school down in southern Maine. And it was a project boat that he took on as a passion to fix up. So he's been working on it over the years, and it's not done, but it can be sailed as is, and it's ready to go now. So when we go down below, you're going to see that it's a bit torn apart, but all the pieces are here, and it can be put back together. And as he said, it's almost a kit boat at this point, so you can sort of modify it to your liking. But everything is here and everything can be reassembled as is. But what has been done to the boat is remarkable. And we'll get to that when we go down below. But first, let's show you the top sides a little bit here up on deck here. We've already showed you the top sides. We're going to show you the deck now. All been repainted.
Yep.
And it is beautiful. It is brand spanking new looking up here. And from the cockpit benches here to the lockers, all these hatches are new. Everything's been painted. You've got new Harkin primary winches, which are really, really nice. And the boat has been covered, right? So we uncovered it for this. So the lifelines are stainless. They're stainless undercoated. So we can't really get a good sense of that, but they're covered so they don't chafe on the plastic. But nice combing boards here. And you've got a nice, huge teak tiller here, which
Look
is,
at that.
it is
Beautiful.
really size.
Yeah.
And the owner was telling us that you can stand here and have the tiller between your legs and control the throttle and your gear shift with your feet.
Look at that, hands-free.
Yeah, hands-free.
Yeah.
So you can have good visibility. Here is your ignition and your tachometer. And you've got your gusher pump, your whale pump here. And all these, I mean, look at this. It's all beautifully done. So all this is in like new condition. And looking forward, I mean, it is really, really, really pretty. The side decks are nice and clear. They're narrow because it's only a 25, 26-foot boat. It's listed as 26, but it's really 25.
Yeah.
But
he's not into varnishing, so he likes to let it go. So
lets it
just
let
so
it
you
go
know,
gray.
I mean, that's a personal choice. I don't mind that.
Yep, nice deck step mast here, and we'll show you the mast in a bit. But that's a really nice piece of hardware there.
Yes, that's not going anywhere for sure.
Forward hatch, it's got some stress cracks in that Lexan, so you might have to replace that at some point. But all this is really, really, really nice.
Yeah, we're sort of saying it reminds me of a little bit. I owned a Bristol 27, and it has that same idea with the pop up, the nice comb, you know, in the back. And so it's a
it's really a nice size boat.
I think this is only like a 5-foot draft.
It's under 4 feet.
Under 4.
Under 4 feet. You've got roller furling. It's got a new roller furler on it, which is in storage right now, but we'll show you that. But nice little pulpit up here. Nice little foredeck. I mean, this is just, I don't know if you can see this, Ken, but you've got a nice forward-looking port here. It doesn't open. It's a deadlight, but
oh yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Look at the paint job on this.
It's nice. I guess this had a lot more woodwork on it, you know, because the Cheoy Lees are sort of known for that.
Yes.
And he sort of took it apart and kind of redid it. I think just, you know, lower maintenance for sure.
Yeah, that's right. The doghouse here had more teak on it, and it's all been removed. It's all fiberglass now. So you're right. The maintenance on this is going to be significantly less. And it kind of reminds me, the condition of this deck reminds me of the Sea Sprite 28.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In terms of it's shiny, it's new.
It's the all grip, right?
Yeah, it's all been all gripped, correct. And all this has been refashioned. And like I said, it's ready to go. And he's used it very sparingly over the last 20 years, like lightly used.
Lightly used, yeah. So the sails, we've understand, are in really good condition. The standing rigging was replaced, and we'll look at that, and it looks in an excellent shape. Yeah,
the mast was redone and reconstructed, and the standing rigging was replaced at some point in the last 20 years. But again, it's only been in the water, I think, a handful of times. He said.
Wow.
So it's got low mileage. It's like a car that's been off a lease, right? It's got low miles on it, and the sails, and Robin at Bondell's will be glad to hear this. He said are still crispy and like new.
Yeah.
So you got a full complement of sails, and the engine was replaced. It's a Yanmar, and we'll take a look at that. And so that's got unknown hours on it, but apparently it runs like a top. So should we go down below and check this out?
Let's go down. Okay, you want to head down below for the big reveal?
Let's do it. So look at this, nice and solid. The heft of this is substantial. It's nice. It's got nice metal runners that it's on, and then these saloon doors, right?
Yeah, in this case, that's definitely a saloon.
Right? Look at that.
All right,
nice
so you can
compass.
see some newer equipment.
And these latch back,
perfect.
like so, and like so.
All
so
right.
when you're underway, you've got your instruments here.
Oh yeah.
And your compass.
And there's got also the garment that slides out around, which is nice too. And that looks like a new
touchscreen Garmin.
Hope you can see that just because the light here is a little challenging.
It's really bright out. Yeah, so nice touchscreen Garmin.
So that pulls right out and under sail. That's nice and tucks away.
Perfect. And here we go. Now, if I can get down here, anybody can.
There you go.
All right.
So here's the dillywig.
Yeah, come on down, Ken.
Well, I'll do a little bit right from here.
Okay, so like we said, the boat has been torn apart. All the pieces are in the boat shed here, and it all goes back together. But what's significant about this is when the owner dug into taking the boat apart, he dug into the keel. And what he found was, Cheoy Lee doesn't like to make boats with bilges. And what he found was that the cement was used as ballast and it disintegrated back to sand and iron. And so they took everything out, including the webbing, and redid everything and put everything back except for the concrete and added some ballast and then encased everything. So it has all been redone. So the cross members up here, everything has been replaced basically from the waterline down and certainly in the keel. So there's nothing to worry about here. It's all been done. You can see how it's all been glassed in. I mean, that's fairly significant.
Yeah, yeah.
So
the headroom in here is probably just under, I think it's going to be a little, just 6, I'd say. Barely.
Maybe 6.
At the peak. So,
Yeah, 5'10", 5'10" to 6 feet, we'll say. But you get a sense of what the woodwork is like in here with the drawers and so forth. All solid wood and beautiful. And all the pieces. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, there it is.
1965, Cheoy Lee Shipyard. That's really neat.
Wow.
So this boat comes with a ton of stuff, by the way, including all the ceiling stuff that goes on to these ribs right here, all the ceiling wood. So all of it goes back together. But he's been using this boat as a day sailor as is.
That's the thing. This, he said, just as a day sailor, it's ready to go. But
yep,
all the parts and components are here. So.
This is where the head goes. And he has a head right back here.
Yeah. There was no holding tank, though.
There is no holding tank. And so he is suggesting that a holding tank go across the way here, a thwartship from the head, and you could have a direct pump out there with a seacock. And or you could put a composting toilet.
Composting toilet, yeah.
The chain plates have all been redone.
Yeah,
he
they look pretty
fabricated
good. I'll
those.
show you these. So look at that. They're in great shape. So it looks a little rough down here, but it's all here. The bones are good. The materials are here. And if you wanted to kind of fix it up, the sink would go right about there. You can see where that's where the bilge pump goes out. And then on this side, there was a cooler,
a prep area, and your ice box.
Ice
yeah,
box.
so you could put a.
So you could put maybe a little 2-burner Coleman stove on there.
Stove,
so
exactly.
Too. So yeah.
So it's like a choose your own adventure, really. I mean, you could recreate it the way it originally was. Here's up into your V berth.
Oh, they're the batteries. Just talking about that. That would have to be redone in the back here to have those.
Here, I can show you the other chain plates. All of these chain plates are new and have been fabricated here at the boatyard. But so you could put it back together the way it was, or you could choose your own adventure and create something completely new. But that bulkhead behind you, Ken, is all new.
Yeah, it's all new. Yeah. So it's nice that you've got it all stripped down, so you know what you're getting. A lot of times you don't.
You don't know what you're getting, right?
You don't know what you're getting. So yeah.
I think this thing is loaded with nothing but potential.
Yes.
And I am impressed by it. And again, having to use your imagination, it's going to turn some people off, but if you're a good DIY kind of person,
or spend a year just sailing it,
exactly,
and then pick away at it each year, kind of work on something else. And like I said, we'll show you all the pieces, so they're all here.
You can choose your battles. You can choose your battles, and you can see all the wiring has been redone in here.
Yeah, he's a systems guy, so that's key.
He's a system guy.
All right, this is really cool.
Isn't it neat?
Yeah.
I like with these big deadlights here. You've got great light in here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
so a couple operables. And there's a little solar fan up top there.
Yeah, and that forward
if you choose to.
But there is space for that head to go right here.
Oh, you were saying there it can go either side.
It could go either side, but he measured it out for that side.
Yeah.
But I think this is cool, and like we keep saying, just sail it now.
Yeah.
Go out and have some fun.
Right.
All of this has been taken off of boats that have been upgrading to new systems. So he's checked it all out. It's all great.
Yep.
So should we take a look at the engine?
Yeah, take a look at the engine, because it's really good access, but not sort of where you think the access would be.
Right.
So we'll check that out. All right, let's go check out the engine. It's sort of interesting location.
So
a little atypical.
Yeah, it is, and you can get to it from under the companionway as well. to the
There it
front
is.
end of the engine. But here you go. Look at that access.
All right, and this was replaced too. This used to be a Volvo. What do you say? An M?
I forget what it was. It was a Volvo something or other.
Yeah.
But replace it with this Yanmar, which is about 14 horsepower and pushes this boat along just fine. So I can get a good shot from here, Ken, if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say to get down to the.
But you can see it's got nice bronze seacocks down here,
Yeah.
right there, and there. That looks like your. That's a drain of some sort. But anyway, you can look back in here, and you can see your stuffing box.
Yeah, stuffing box there looks. Yeah, but great access really, and yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You can reach the whole top of the engine, and if you're inclined, you can take the companionway out and unscrew that and get to the very front of the engine. So
Yeah.
I would say above average access.
Yeah, above access, we don't know the hours on this, and it looks like it could get cleaned up, but it's been sitting here a while. I would definitely have someone take a look at it.
Yeah, and get it commissioned before you go anywhere.
Absolutely.
And someone look at it. But yeah, all in all, I'd say that's great access.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
again, all the work around this is all brand new and nice. So, wow, I think it's pretty neat.
Sweet.
All right, so we're in a big boat barn, and we have found Lila's innards, as it were.
So sad. But we feel badly for
We
her.
feel bad. But here's your water tank right here. And then here's all this beautiful woodwork, including here's all your ceiling pieces that go along the sides of the hull. And that looks like your locker door. And there is your table. And here is your sink. Box full of other pieces. Everything seems to be labeled. Yeah, cabin sole, starboard.
Perfect. Yeah,
everything's
nice.
labeled.
Yeah, everything's labeled nicely. So yeah, it's all here.
And miscellaneous pieces in there. But so everything's here. I mean,
Yeah. Either you use it or use it as a template.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And the fact that everything is here and is labeled, is accounted for, you could just put it back together and go.
I like it.
I love it. All right, let's go find the mast and then we'll wrap it up.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Ken, you got to check this out. I mean, so many varnished spars in here. It's ridiculous, but it's really kind of neat. So we found Lila's boom, and it's right here. And this is teak, and this is the roller furling mechanism. So when you spin this with a crank, the boom itself spins and rolls the main down to your desired length.
And then at the other end, you can see this
spins here.
Now, he told us, too, that he had the sails made with briefing points in it. So you can do the traditional way
Or this way.
Or this way.
Yeah,
But
so
I
you don't
think-
even need to crank it down,
Yeah,
like
I
you said.
think
Okay.
that's fantastic. And then we'll find the mast.
Yeah, so there's so many. Lila.
There it is.
This is the top of the mast here.
And he completely redid this as well.
Took it all apart. It's a Sitka spar. He took it apart, rewired it. It's new running rigging. And here's some of that new stainless
Yeah, it looks in good shape.
standing rigging. Yeah, oh, this looks just mint. But
Down that Sitka.
one set of spreaders.
Yep.
So here where your lower shrouds come out. All this is all been replaced. I mean, there's no sign of any corrosion on this whatsoever. None of that candy caning that you see. It is all spanking new. Here's the joint. That's all been redone. Lights.
Look at that. Yeah. Really
All
nice.
rewired. And then here are all your turnbuckles.
Oh, yeah. They look
I mean, just
really
mint.
nice shape. Yep.
Yeah, mint. Really neat. All right, should we go and wrap it up?
I think let's go wrap it up.
What a cool adventure.
Yeah.
All right.
A little chilly. You can see our breath in here.
It's definitely not warm. What a neat facility, though, right?
Barville.
Well, Kenneth, what did you think?
All right, the spars?
I mean, that was cool, right? I mean,
beautiful. Yeah.
we met the guy who varnishes all these spars.
Yeah, I mean, just
Oh
to be
my
in that
God.
room all day and do that, I think I found my dream job.
Your Zen job.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, what did you think of this boat?
Well, it's not for everybody. Sort of another diamond in the rough, but for the price, and so much of the work has been done on the exterior, it's really the interior that needs to be finished.
Yeah.
I mean, and look at this. This is one solid piece of teak. I mean, it weighs like 20 pounds, and it also has a little auto helm on it.
It's got
too.
auto helm.
Yeah,
It's got a ram and auto helm.
yeah.
So
if
it's-
you're more of a DIY person, I think this might be.
I think that's right. And I think for $6,800, though, I mean, it's like, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I mean, how could you not? This boat can go now. Everything's functioning. The sails are basically new. Everyone gets mad when we say that, but they've
Yeah.
been used literally like
Oh,
five
and
times.
look at the standing rigging. I mean, it was fantastic. It was
Yeah, right. Yeah,
great
all
shape.
that stainless looks amazing. And all the running rigging has been done too. I mean, there's not a lot not to like.
Yeah.
And so if you want to just go sailing next summer, you can sail it as is and then chip away at it over the years and make it your project.
Right.
I mean,
I like it because it could be a day sailor, but you can modernize this and make the ships a little better inside. Get a composting toilet.
Yeah.
Maybe get a little gas stove. And so I think there's things you can do, and then make it your own.
well, and when we saw the all the pieces, you've got the water tank. It just needs to go back in, and you can put a holding tank on here. You can do all sorts of stuff to, like you say, bring some modernity to it to make it more of a weekender or coastal cruisers.
Sure. You can varnish the whole thing if you want, but I wouldn't.
If you're crazy, you can. But also, these boats can go across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of nuts. So speaking of that, it's a heavy displacement boat.
Yep.
It's like
55,
330, and her comfort ratio is nearly 30,
Yep.
and her displacement's 5,500 pounds, like you said, and she's a nice stiff boat at 45. So
Great under light air, he said. Really good.
thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, he says this boat is a dream in light air, and it's that big mast, big main, big jib, and off you go.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I've always been interested in these Cheoy Lees because I think that they have some nice detail in the wood. You'll see the pieces. I mean, it will be a little challenging when we saw them, but
yeah, it's a little dark in there, but you got the idea. It's all there, and you can either use that or use those as templates to make your own interior, right?
Exactly.
I mean, for $6,800, you get a boat with an engine, roller furling,
good sails.
Yep.
Rigging.
Rigging's all been redone. Chain plates are all new. The keel and the ballast is all good for life.
Electronics.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I almost feel like we should buy this for our fleet and put it in as a
We're really not trying to push it, but wow.
We're not.
I mean, a little shocker, when you first see it all. But then you start to think about what you can do.
The potential.
Yeah.
And these boats are nothing but charming. I think it's a charming, charming boat. So we will put the seller's contact information below. And again, we have no financial interest in this. We have no skin in this game. We're showing you these boats because we think they're cool, they're unusual, and they're beautiful, right? That's why we do it. And we want to get you out sailing because we want to have a rum and tonic.
I know. I mean, we want to see these things stay on the water.
Exactly.
Not in these boatyards. Get them out there. Use them.
But what a cool boatyard.
Yes.
Anyway, seller's contact information is below, and we really appreciate you tuning in. Please click like, please subscribe, please share, please sign up for our newsletter, and we will see you next time.